Good morning, everyone. Welcome. A Guten Erev Shabbos. It's Friday, June 26th, and this is our halacha for the day. We've been talking about preparations for Shabbat, what to do on a day like today, Friday, Erev Shabbos. So last time we met, we spoke about checking your garments before Shabbos. It's actually a Mishnah in Tractate Shabbat that says to check your pockets, your shirt pockets, everything. Make sure that you're not carrying anything on Shabbos. Now, most of us live inside an Eruv, so even if you do happen to walk outside, walk down the street, it's not much of a concern to be carrying something on Shabbos that you need. If you have a house key, if you have a sefer, if you have a handkerchief or something like that. However, there is also the concept of muktzah. That's items that are restricted to a particular use, either ritually, like tefillin or a lulav, or because of the way that they're used, like, a battery-operated, tester, something like that, something small you might have in your pocket. An iPhone, for example. An iPhone is something that's designated for a particular use. Okay, 37,000 uses, checking your email, checking your messages, figuring out the weather, seeing which way is north, south, east, and west, and all that. However, it's a device we're not supposed to use on Shabbos, so it is in fact muktzah. So habitually, we usually tap our pockets, make sure the wallet's there, make sure the phone is there, but we should tap our pockets on Friday afternoon to make sure that they're not there, because we don't need a wallet or a cell phone on Shabbos. Okay, so they don't mention cell phones in the Mishnah, but that's what they meant. Some people, it says, maybe we might have touched on this before, even refrain from placing anything in their Shabbos garments, even when they're home. I think I mentioned that once I went to something Motzei Shabbos and I happened to be wearing my Shabbos coat, so I put a pen in the pocket. It was there the next Friday, so it's good that I checked. Okay, miscellaneous points here. One who holds a child on their lap should place a cloth over your clothing so it doesn't get dirty, because you want to keep your Shabbos clothes clean. Unless you have 2 or 3 Shabbos outfits you can wear and you don't mind changing, better to put something there so they don't get dirty. We all have little children to dandle on our knees, and they shouldn't get our Shabbos clothes too dirty. Your clothes you have to take care also shouldn't get torn or ripped, and there is an opinion, whose opinion? Yechav Das. Rabbi Ovadia Yosef says that his view is that one should not walk around without shoes on Shabbat. I don't know if he's talking about inside or outside, I didn't look at the tshuva, but if you're indoors and you're wearing slippers, house shoes, anything like that, you're certainly okay from that point of view. The next thing he says here is interesting, perhaps not applicable to all of us, but good knowledge, because sometimes these questions do come up. We wonder about these things, so why shouldn't we learn about it? The custom of wearing a shtreimel on Shabbos. So he writes as follows: the custom in Hasidic circles is to wear a shtreimel on Shabbos. The Kloisenberger Rebbe, whose yortzeit was yesterday, explained that throughout the exile, Jewish people suffered humiliation at the hands of our non-Jewish, quote-unquote, neighbors, tormentors. During one particular period, the authorities forced the Jews to wear hats made out of animal tails. In other words, it was to make fun of us. However, the Jews were more creative than the others, you might have noticed by now. So we actually took pride in this article of clothing that distinguished us from the non-Jews. We looked at it not as a badge of shame, but a badge of honor, sort of a crown we were wearing in the honor of Shabbos. So we turned it into an elegant item, an elegant accessory worn on Shabbos and Yom Tov and special occasions. Where does it say this? It says this in Mibe'er HaShabbos. Must be a compilation of Shabbos customs. So it says, many note that the Hebrew letters of Shabbat, Shin Beis Tav, are an acrostic for Shtreimel Bimkom Tefillin. Never thought of it that way. That the Shtreimel takes the place of Tefillin as a head covering showing the glory and honor of the Jewish people that's worn on the head. And it notes that many of the Lithuanian Gedolim, the Rosh Yeshiva and great rabbis and such, also wore a shtreimel. So a little interesting food for thought there when we wonder how these various customs came into be. That is an example of it. Have a good day. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Let me just remind you the earliest candle lighting tonight is 7:25, Mincha Kabbalat Shabbat, if you'd like to daven as a community. Not quite back in Shul yet, but we will daven Mincha at 7 o'clock. Actual candle lighting is 8:45, and tomorrow afternoon, Shabbat concludes at 9:58. If you'd like to join us for Zoom Havdalah, please feel free to click onto Zoom. There is a link in your email from yesterday. We'll be doing that around 8 minutes after 10. Could be 8.5 minutes after 10, but we'll do our best. Okay, so join us then. Have a wonderful Shabbos. See you afterwards.